Why do stouts cascade with a Kegerator Nitro tap? Imagine pouring a glass of stout and watching a beautiful waterfall of tiny bubbles flow down the sides of the glass before settling into a thick, creamy head. That's the cascade effect you see with Nitro stouts. But what makes this happen? Let's break it down. When you serve a stout on a Kegerator with a Nitro tap, you are using a special blend of gases, usually about 70% nitrogen and 30% carbon dioxide. Nitrogen is less soluble in beer than carbon dioxide, which means it doesn't dissolve as easily. This causes the bubbles to be smaller, denser, and more stable. The design of the stout faucet also plays a big role. It has a restrictor plate with tiny holes, often 5 small holes, that forces the beer through at high speed. This action pushes the nitrogen bubbles out of solution quickly, creating a surge of tiny bubbles that from the cascade. When you pour, these bubbles cling to the glass walls and then detach, giving you that flowing, rolling effect. The nitrogen bubbles rise through the beer, and because they are so small, they stay suspended longer, creating that signature thick, creamy head. To get this right, your keg needs to be conditioned properly. You want to set the pressure higher than you would for a regular carbonated beer, usually around 20 pounds per square inch. This helps the beer absorb enough nitrogen so it pours with the right amount of bubbles and the cascade looks perfect. If the pressure is too low or the keg isn't fully nitrogenated, the cascade might be weak or not happen at all. Also, if you try pouring a regular carbonated beer through a Nitro faucet, it won't cascade properly. The larger carbon dioxide bubbles won't produce the same visual effect or the smooth mouthfeel. That's why it's important to use the right gas blend and maintain your Kegerator properly. Troubleshooting issues like excessive foam or flat pours often comes down to checking your pressure levels, ensuring your keg is fully nitrogenated, and verifying your faucet and restrictor plate are clean and functioning well. Building a Kegerator for Nitro stouts means understanding how nitrogen interacts with the beer and how the faucet design influences the pour. When everything is set up correctly, you'll enjoy that stunning cascade and the rich, creamy texture that makes Nitro stouts so special.